Hello, welcome to our CS35L final project, Finduo. What is Finduo? Finduo is a social platform for gamers in the form of a website that provides a dedicated platform for gamers to find alike gamers to play with. That is, those who play the same games, have similar goals, and perhaps live in the same region. We can see this through the main feed, which is one of the main features of our website, where users are able to filter by region, game type, role, and other such attributes in order to find people who they would like to reach out to. From there, they can send them friend requests and messages and search for their ideal partners or duos. Furthermore, our website is very secure due to the authentication that requires email login and password protection. And users can also extend the social element of the website by friending the other gamers and then also looking at posts. On those posts, they can leave comments and further interact with these users while also leaving stars on profiles that they like, which they can go back and look at later too.
Here's a brief look at what our tech stack is. We're using the MERN stack, so that's MongoDB, Express, React, and Node. And we're using Tailwind CSS for our front-end styling to have modular styles. We're using Vite we use Vite to create the project as well as configure the proxy from the front end to the back end when making API calls. We're using TypeScript as a security measure for static typing in combination with ESLint for linting and enforcing some additional rules for best practices. Again, our front end uses React and Tailwind CSS. For our backend, we use MongoDB as our database. Our database is hosted on Atlas. We use the Mongoose library in Node.js to define documents, schemas, and models to interact with the database, like structuring what a like data point in or document in the database looks like, and having functions to query. We use Express as our backend server to handle routing and middleware, and this is all run in the Node.js runtime. We have 5 separate document collections. Users, which is the fundamental account data, like the login information and the hash password. Our profiles, which contains profile information as well as a sub-collection of games that each user plays. Friends, which is a collection of friend relationships between a sender and receiver, as well as the status of being pending or accepted. Posts, which are user-generated posts that everybody can see to the pub. And there's a sub-collection of comments that users can add to each post that everyone can see as well. We also have messages that are private between 2 users, and yeah, which could be like an invite to a game and providing a user with a join code. For displaying dynamic data, we have many forms of dynamic data as we kind of covered. We have profiles, we have different users, or profiles of the users, and people can like profiles, which increments as star counts. People can send messages to each other and add them as friends. And there's also posts and comments for everybody to see as a form of dynamic user-generated content.
Another function key that we build is to search and filter through the feed page. As you can see, there's the list of the game that user can just choose. And then when they choose the game, all the information from all the player who's played the game will show up, such as region, rank, language, or star. Like user can choose whatever other player based on their preferences. Or they can just search by typing into the search bar right here, and then when they type in based on the game title or the player names, so they can have like the player that they want to play with. Another advanced feature that we build is for the filter, where if the player don't have any friends that they know before, so they can filter by the region or the rank.
For our additional features, we have a friend system, messages and invites, and a star system. For our friend system, users can send a friend request to other users, and if they head over to their profile page, they will be able to see the friends that they currently have added. For our messages and invites, users have the ability to send messages and game invites to potential teammates that they find from the feed page. Users will also be able to locate these incoming friend requests in their inbox page where they can choose to either accept or decline the friend request. To support a positive and respectful community, we implemented a star system where users can star other users to keep track of the people they had a good experience with. we have a dedicated page for users to view such profiles.
I like this profile features allows user to get engages with honest profiles by nicknames and enhances to the user to classifications for certain committees with the exit. And applications used to prevent the user to form the starting and unstarting profiles multiple times. And the user can connect and the profiles in a feed by clicking the start button, and which trigger the backend API call to update the linkage in the database. And the link is display the information about the user who have the connected, and make it easy for user to review and interact with the interact steps. Addition is the user can mention and there's the neck profiles in the neck list and remove them by the click button again. And the start count on profiles can help the user to identify the valuable members, and the next list pages also to process through the profiles they have to avoid this start.
Our messaging system allows users to send and receive messages through an inbox that's connected to our database. Players can send private invitations and friend requests to other users via the inbox.
Another aspect of our project is the ability that users have to edit their own profile. So as you can see here, when you press profile in the top navigation bar, it loads up the display that's furthest at the top. And after pressing edit profile, it brings up a different display where users can choose from a drop-down menu of regions and change their region. And they can also change their language that they prefer. As well, they can edit their bio and add games, as you can see in the lowest screenshot. Within those adding game components, they can choose a rank and other tags. This allows players with similar interests to find each other.
Onto our security features, we implemented authentication with the user login page. Users sign up and create a with an account with their username, email, and a password. The username and email and hash password is stored in the database. The reason we use hashing is to prevent potential attackers from recovering the original passwords if for whatever reason the database were to be leaked. And this is an extra security measure. We're still able to compare passwords by hashing a incoming password and comparing the hashes to see if they match. For authentication, a user must log in to access most of the pages on the website. And when logging in, the backend will verify their login information by comparing it with the stored credentials. And if it's valid, a JSON web token is returned. It is secure and HTTP only, so it prevents it from being accessed from JavaScript, and this prevents cross-site scripting from potentially hijacking this token. And this token is provided in subsequent requests, and it contains encrypted user identification once the user is logged in. Therefore, any further requests after the user is logged in will contain the user's information, and when the backend receives a request, it only allows that user to interact with documents that match that user's identification. So for example, users can only edit their own profile page, only make posts under their name, and etc. And for friend requests, maybe the friend request will be private between those two users. And this is all checked using authentication middleware that is processing the request before it reaches any of the backend routes. For some challenges, designing the organization of the backend brought about some difficult design decisions. For example, whether or not to make certain collections sub-collections or in a separate collection entirely. For our liked list, it's part of the user database. But for example, for friends and friend requests, that's a separate collection. And some additional challenges with friend requests are that friend requests are difficult to track because they have a variety of statuses. And you need to be able to query for friends relating to a user by looking at the sender and receiver fields to making sure that the relationship matches in either direction. And yeah, the front end has to have additional logic to update certain buttons depending on the friend's status, or if there's no friend relationship at all between them.
There are some ways we can improve our application for the future. Many games offer APIs that allow us to automatically fetch game stats. By integrating these APIs into our platform, we can provide users with real-time, accurate information about performance and achievements. For example, a user looking for a duo partner in a competitive game can filter potential partners by win rate, average score, or other relevant statistics. This automatic fetching ensures data is always up to date and reliable. Right now, our posts support only plain text, but we can enhance user interaction by supporting rich text formatting and image content.
Now I'm going to do a quick demo of our web app. So this is our starting page, and if you try to access any of the pages without being logged in, you're brought back here. So we have a get started button, and this is what the account creation looks like. So here we can enter a username like James Bruin, and oops, we'll prompt this for an email and password as well. And we have certain checks for security to ensure that there's a minimum level of password strength. So it will ask us to put a number, a lowercase and uppercase letter. I'm just going to do that. And it also checks that the password matches. So if they don't match, we're not allowed to fill this form. And finally, we can sign up. And we're back to the home page where we can log in now with the new account. And from here, now we have access to the full site. Here's our about page. There's some scrolling profiles and some scrolling games. And clicking this Find Players button brings us to the main players feed, which shows off the profiles of other users on our website. And we have a bar up here to choose which game that we're interested in finding players for. So say we want to find players who play Counter-Strike. We have additional search options to search for a specific username as well as regions and ranks. So for example, we have US West and US East here, but if we filter by US West, all the profiles are now US West only. And likewise for ranks, you can see that this is working. And you can do both filters at the same time. And now, just to reset this, if we're interested in searching by name, we can search for Bob, and if we only want Bob Bruin, we can search for Bob Bruin. Next, you can view these profiles and star them. So starring them will add to the star count, and they'll also show in your likes. So on this profile page, you can see what other games the player plays, their full bio. You can add them as a friend and send them a message. So we can type a brief message here. And now in our likes tab, because we like them, it shows us the start profile. And next we can customize our own profile. So you can choose from a list of regions. You can choose your language. You can add a bio. You can add games as well. So for example, you can add League of Legends, you can add the rank, and you can add a list of tags. Like for example, what roles you might play, or some other preferences like casual. You can add a list of other games as well. So just Minecraft, and it also checks that you have filled out required fields. So if you add a tag, you can't have it be empty. Some games let you don't have ranks, so that's allowed to be empty. So now we can save this profile, and we're brought to our new updated profile page. The region has changed, and here's our bio and our games. Now we also have posts, so users can create posts here. Where other users can see it, and they can also comment. We can click on any of these posts, for example, and see a list of comments that people have made. Now if I log out and log into the other account that we sent a friend request to, we can see the friend request and message that we sent earlier. So here's the message, and here's the friend request we can accept. And now if we go to the profiles page, we'll see that that account has been added, and now it's friends. Moreover, we can see the posts that we made. We can add a comment, and this will add it to the list of comments at the very top. You can comment on any of these. And I believe that covers everything on our site. Thank you.